We may have found the name of this episode.
I'm a gagger. Oh no. Oh
Soccer
no.
mom's words of wisdom. M's a gagger.
This is the worst.
Welcome to Soccer Moms FC. I'm Allie, she's M, and this is the women's sports podcast where we talk NWSL to WNBA and everything in between. The show for anyone who's into the not so serious side of sports. We're also known as the Emotional Support Pod, probably a DEI podcast at this point. But hi, M.
I love that. We are.
We really
Proudly.
We are. We really are.
Emotional. I would love to be somebody's emotional support friend.
You are.
I am. I would like that more. And I do feel like the Discord is that way a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like I enjoy it so much.
And I feel like you are for me. Like we trade off being there.
Breakdowns.
Yeah. Breakdowns, telling the other person to like ovary up. Yeah. It's just part of life.
You were really mean to me this morning though.
Okay, let's preface it. How is that mean to you? Because, is it because you were overthinking how to do your hair? And I was like, it looks great down. And you were like, nope, that part?
No, it was not. That was not it. No, when you said, get your man shoes out of my car.
Yeah. Okay. I'm no judgment, safe space. Emma's tall. And your shoes and your feet are proportioned to which, like, the size human that you are. Like, it'd be weird if I had those shoes, right? Like,
I'm not tall, though. 5'7" is, like barely over average.
Well, let's set the stage. She doesn't have, like, Shaquille O'Neal shoes, but they're, like, large enough that...
I wear 10s, okay?
I feel like that's pretty good size for, like, your height, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so they were in the, like, front seat, like, passenger seat of Cassie's car, and they were taking up space for me to sit, and I moved them.
We'd like to preface this conversation with, the reason that my shoes were in Cassie's car is because I had left them at the bar because I had changed from volunteering my time to help paint. And the first thing you say was like, your big man shoes are taking up space. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think the best part... No, okay. I want to defend myself because I'm not just bullying M for no reason. We haven't physically seen each other in person in like maybe like 10 days. So there's probably like some of that, like that I'm like projecting. But no, your shoes were just like in the space of where I was trying to sit. And I was like, these are so like... Maybe
they're big shoes. Yeah.
It's the car's fault. The car doesn't have enough space for like shoes plus my feet. That we'll blame the car manufacturer. But I think the funny part is because let's back up. You brought a change of clothes to paint. Yeah. And I wasn't there, but I've heard the story. And I was told, please confirm or deny, you wore one outfit for your therapist appointment before that, and then another outfit to paint, because apparently they are not interchangeable outfits.
They are both sweatpants and a t-shirt, but one is my fancy sweatpants and t-shirt, my formal sweatpants and t-shirt, and one is painting appropriate clothing. And I feel like anybody who wears a lot of athleisure gets what I'm saying.
So you were worried that your therapist would be like, she's in her painting athleisure, not her fancy athleisure.
It was my first appointment with, like, I haven't been to therapy in, like, since college. So it was my first appointment. And I was like, I can't look like a scrub. Emotionally, I'm going to look like a scrub. I can't also physically look like a scrub.
I think she probably, like, appreciates that you did your best. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and I already told Cassie this, but I talked about you guys, and like she knows we have a podcast and everything, and she thinks we're a lot cooler than we actually are.
Yes. I would love if like either one of our therapists, because my therapist also knows you exist.
Oh no.
I hope, and I doubt they're listening to, they don't listen to us. They probably get enough of us weekly.
They listen to us enough.
Like, look at them trying to seem like they have it together. But yes, well, I'm sorry for talking about your large and in charge shoes for taking up space on the floorboard, but I am proud of you for going to therapy. So it all levels out. I'm proud of you. Happy Lent, by the way.
Happy Lent, as they have been known to say. Catholics are, very happy about Lent. My kids have asked me to give up swearing.
Wow. Was it like all of them, like a group consensus?
Yeah. So we were talking about what we were going to give up, and they were like, Mom, you should give up swearing. And it's not like I'm swearing all the time, but occasionally I will drop a swear word.
Mm-hmm.
and they think it's hilarious, and they know they're not allowed to, right? So, and then I accidentally, on the first Friday in Lent, ate chicken for breakfast.
Yeah, you really just like went in first meal of the day. You were
Yeah.
like, you know what? But I will say I did it in solidarity. I knew you went down that path in life,
Yeah.
so I also had chicken on Friday in solidarity. So it like I don't know,
That
maybe it
balances
helps.
out.
Yeah, it'll balance it out. I wasn't gonna not eat meat on Friday. I'm not. I was
You're
like, I'm
not
not having
gonna
fish.
you're not gonna do a sympathy Lent?
No, I've done it before. Like, I don't think I've talked about it on the pod, but like I was raised Catholic, so we did like
Yeah.
Lent and everything. And I've given up like a range of things. Like I've given up French fries before. I've tried to give up swearing in the past. It's not possible for me. I swear way more than you. Um, it's just not something that I do. But I'm like always aware of like, oh, it's Friday. Okay, all right. I'm gonna eat
All
meat.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
But I'm
I
like
totally
aware.
forgot, and then immediately started swearing that I was like, God, to get it.
Well, the best part was I told you like something like about because we were gonna record yesterday, and
Yeah.
I said like we won't eat meat today, and then you, which was honestly the best follow up, and I said, can we record later this afternoon? We don't have to eat any meat, and you said, oh fuck, I just ate chicken for breakfast, and I was supposed to give up swearing. So you're off to a great start.
Yeah, I need to turn it around immediately, like a U-turn. I don't know how to turn it around, but I'm gonna try.
Go back and get the ashes and start over. Let's just
I
go
didn't
back to
even
Wednesday.
go on Ash Wednesday. To be fair, it's not a holy day of obligation, but like I did not go. Just rub my head in the dirt outside.
Soccer moms, the apparently Catholic WOSPO podcast. um, well, we kind of touched on it that you were painting at the bar.
Yeah. Give us
I
a
think
bar update.
yes, bar update. M is a wonderful painter. I will say I was roasting you because you and Kim both painted. In like to the naked eye, it looked like Kim did more than you, and I would like to apologize to you because I saw yesterday how much you did in like the detail. And basically, you did all the hard AF spots, and I want to say thank you because you did great. So
Thank you. Kim really, it was kind of annoying because she gets there, pops her headphones in, and just like goes to town. And I'm like, okay, I'd like to chat. I'd like to, goof around a little bit,
well, Cassie
have an
sent me 2 videos, and
experience.
I was like, the vibes bad? Like, why is no one talking? Like, headphones are in, you're like in the corner. Like, I was like,
Facing the
what?
wall.
Yeah, I was like, what happened? And she's like, no, the vibes are good. And I was like, it seems like everyone's kind of like doing their own like quiet time. But then
Mm-hmm.
I think it came back around.
Yeah, it did. Kim showed me up in terms of what's it called? Like the amount of painting for sure. But I did have to deal with the 2 windows out front, which were awful.
Yeah, and for people curious, like the bar like was like a very dark olive green.
Mm-hmm.
So dark. Like ceiling ever it's just no wall was like spared from that color. So there's a lot of primering to do for us to switch over, but M did a lovely job. So much stuff that you're actually helping us like tremendously. But as far as bar update goes, oh my gosh, painting stages. I think we've talked about we're going to have a podcast studio in there. We're going to have a stage in there. Our throne, yes, we're going to have a throne is coming like this week. It's insane.
Didn't you buy it from like some guy called the Throne King or something?
Throne, yeah, shout out Throne Kingdom if you want to
Throne
sponsor the
King.
pod. Little Italian man called and was like, hey, the one you bought is no longer available. Do you want this one? He sends a picture and they're like, well, what? We're like, where's the one we bought? And he's like, oh yeah, sometimes we do this thing where we leave stuff on the website that we don't have. You want this one? It's good. It's good. And like he kept like trying to sell us on something we already bought. It was a whole thing. But it's a very shiny chair. And
I'm so excited.
it's at first glance, you're like, is that a sex chair? Because it's so shiny.
I mean,
But
I wouldn't think that because I obviously don't know what those are, but
no, of course not. Absolutely not. But if you look up the Instagram of this throne company, you'll see like
it's
people.
very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we have a throne coming this week. I made custom like bench. I designed like the custom bench vinyl with like our logo intertwined and stuff. I'm doing like a lot of the art in there, minus like the murals. Yeah, we're moving and grooving. We have a Gantt chart and we'll be open soon. That's all I can say. Soon.
Yes, and I learned what a Gantt chart is because I got it. You sent it to me,
I did,
and I was very excited to learn. I would like to preface that the ceiling is also that dark green.
Yeah.
And you made the executive decision that it needed to be primed.
I don't remember that, but
and the way I have cursed you out, like, because we got there and Cass was like, listen, Allie said it has to be primed, but we're probably not gonna be able to reach it. We'll probably have Justin do it. Justin is shorter than me. There's no way I was gonna let that man, just because he was a man, reach the ceiling. I was like, no, Cassie, I'm gonna do it. I regretted that for the next 6 hours.
Yeah, I heard I was being cursed out. That explains a lot. I was like, my ears are ringing.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. Well, we could table it. We could always just paint over it. Like, it's honestly so dark up there. Like, the naked eye is not going to notice. But I think that was like one of those things we have meeting check-ins with like the three of us to go through like what, like, are we on time, on schedule? And I keep saying, I was like, honestly, paint was the thing we kind of underestimated. It is the biggest time consuming. Yeah, there's so much with it, and everything else is moving and grooving. Like the fact that I'm like calling people from Austin, Texas to get turf, like these are the conversations I'm having. I'm at the bookstore last night talking to a neon sign company in Vegas. And Cassie's like, you're shouting. And I was like, she's just so nice. I need to be nice and loud.
The louder you are, the nicer you are. I have heard that.
That is true. Yeah. I told the person, I was like, please don't work on the weekend. She's like, okay. I was like, I'm serious. Don't. So I told a woman to take a break. Look at me.
On international, is it Women's Day? International Women's Day? What is it?
It is. Yeah, she shouldn't work today. Why are we working today?
Why are we working? Exactly.
No one should be working today.
We should be doing nothing. But
we should be having people hand us grapes.
Who are we gonna get to do that?
Who are we gonna get to give us grapes? I don't know though. I don't feel like grapes is something I want to be like. That's a choking hazard. Don't actually hand me grapes.
You need to cut them in half first to make sure that I'm safe.
Speaking of just life being insane, things have been kind of hard in the world. And hopefully we are an escape for you. If only you can hear us roast each other and talk about Lent, apparently, and painting. So hopefully, wow, we're very Catholic. Painting, Lent, all of it.
What's Catholic about painting?
Is the Sistine Chapel not Catholic?
Oh, are you talking about the contribution to the arts that the Catholics have done throughout the years?
Yep, I made it work.
Got it. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. All right. Are you doing anything cool to cope?
With life? With life. Yeah, I am meditating a ton. I know it sounds super granola, but I really do love meditating.
You are crunchy though. You're a crunchy person.
Oh, for sure. I've been called that since I was like really small. I do that. I've been reading. In fact, I've actually got back into reading. I'm reading this one book that everyone like recommended. It's like a time travel-y sapphic read, kind of, but it's called One Last Stop. I'm reading it. I'm like almost done with it. What else am I doing? I am going to start playing basketball again because that's going to really help me. We actually just talked about how we're going to go a couple times next week. What else are we doing? I mean, we're doing like a lot of things for like the bar and like our life, but as far as like mentally coping, looking at social media way less, like way less. And I've been listening to another podcast plus ours that's really funny, and they have like similar values to ours, so they're really funny. They make me laugh. It's called I've Had It. But yeah, and drinking red eyes. That's my new ADHD meds.
That's good. Caffeine's supposed to be good. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Drugs, probably. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we did say that to get through all the shit we have to do, someone should develop a cocaine habit.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me. No. I don't know if I did sign up for it. This was a mistake, and I've realized it's a mistake.
Oh yeah, I heard about this, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, it's not April Fool's. I heard about this.
Did I tell you about this?
No, Cassie told me about this, but I'd love for you to tell everybody else what you signed up for.
I signed up for a marathon relay. I have always I don't know what came over me. Here's the problem.
Do you owe someone money? Is that what this is?
It was peer pressure. My friend Angela is a very
athletic?
No, I was thinking bully, like somebody who can convince you to do things. And will just like bother you until you do them. So her brother is doing this marathon relay in Akron, and we have run the Akron half marathon before when we were much younger. And she's like, we should do it. And so now I am a part of this marathon relay with some other moms at the school that are far more athletic, like they're runners. Do you know what I'm
What
saying?
is a relay in, like, I know marathons, like, I know how long that is. What is a
Yeah.
relay like? Is it like a block?
No, there's 5 of
Oh,
us. I'm gonna have to run 4.6 miles.
that's more than a 5K.
Yeah. Guess how much I can run right now?
Ooh, I don't wanna walk.
Probably less than a mile.
That felt like when you ask your significant other, "Do I look fat?" I'm not walking into
Mm,
that one. You look great.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can run really far
You
and not
run
get
so
winded.
far. When is this? You have, like, time?
September.
Oh,
I've got
okay.
time. Well, yeah, but I'm like not a natural runner. My body is like somebody told me once it looks like I'm fighting with the ground when I'm running. Like I am not a natural runner. And I have signed up with these women that are already posting like, did 2.2 miles today. Look at my weighted vest. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? I had 32 text messages. I watched one episode of Love is Blind. I had 32 text messages from this group.
What have you done?
They're very good. I'm so glad that I'm doing it because I need people like that, very positive people. But also, I don't know what to
I'm gonna
do.
have a sign. I'm gonna root for you.
Thank you.
I will. Is it like it's like on like cement, right? Like it's not like
It's
in the
through
terrain.
Akron.
Okay, okay. It's not like you're going like a mud run kind of thing.
No, it's through
Okay.
Akron. They gave me the flattest, shortest leg
Okay.
because, like, the Akron Marathon has some very big hills in it. I was like, don't sign me up for those. And and the longest leg is 7.7 miles, and I was like, don't sign me up for that one either.
So back to the beginning when you had like therapist athleisure wear, painting athleisure wear, are you gonna get like a whole new like marathon athleisure fit for this?
That's a great question.
Because
I will
September's still pretty warm. Like it's like shorts weather still.
shorts weather. I have a problem. Like my body has a problem proportionally because I am bottom heavy that I have trouble keeping up running leggings, you know? So I got to figure that out.
We should just get you like a full suit. Or if
I
anyone's
will
listening and they want to sponsor M and just
mm,
put your logo on her in a
I'll do it.
full bodysuit.
I really need like a leotard or like a Frozone from the Incredibles kind of joint cuz I don't think it I don't know how I'm going to keep them up.
That's amazing. I do like running. There's an Akron, well, they do it a lot of places, the Great Pumpkin Run. I forget what it's called now, but Gordy's Pumpkin Run. I've done that even
Yeah.
before I lived here, but I think it started here. But they have one in Akron every October. It's only a 5K. I'm not trying to get crazy. But if you get into this is what I'm saying and you want to do it in October with me, it's less miles.
Well, if I can run 4 in the end of September, I could probably run the 5K in October.
Yeah, you could do 3.1 miles. You'd be fine. Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. I
Thank
would
you.
never want to be in that group chat. That sounds very stressful.
They're very wonderful and very positive people. I don't fit in that group. I just don't fit. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, I look forward to like your cardio era.
Mm,
When do you start training then if it's September?
I
Like
better start now. Really. I really should start now.
you got 6 months. Um Maybe you can like run while watching like NWSL games so it's like you're in it, like running and running. Maybe it's like a psychological thing, maybe?
Mm,
Like how
no.
you put on like dog TV for your dogs when you leave the house kind of thing. Maybe it's something like that.
No. I need like the most aggressive rap hip hop music in my ears or else it's not going to work. I'm going to stop.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm stoked for you. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
like how you were like so pissed at me for like full court basketball, and then you're like, ah, marathon relay.
To be fair, full court basketball is sprinting. Absolutely don't sign me up for that.
Wait, so what are you doing in the marathon? Jogging or walking?
Jogging.
Oh,
I only jog. Like that I have one speed.
I cannot wait for this. Please
You
send me the
better.
info so
I
I can
will.
go and watch.
I will.
Switching gears to NWSL.
NWSL. Pew pew pew. I feel like
It
we
feels
need
like the
sound
quickest to
effects.
come back. We do have sound effects. You just don't listen to our pod. We have
I
sound
don't.
effects. We have sound effects that go between each section.
Yeah, I don't spoiler, I don't listen to us because it makes me too nervous. I love just being along for the ride in your life. I'm just along
Perfect.
for the ride.
Love it.
The NWSL Challenge Cup came back last night,
Mm-hmm.
and Washington Spirit comes out on top. And I don't want to say that I am an amazing predictor, but I predicted the Spirit to win.
You did. Your foolproof strategy of any, mini, miny, mo did work.
And my gut feeling was like, oh, Orlando's going to take, like, they're going to win. They're going to blow them out of the water, especially with the injuries the Spirit has had. And what happened?
Yeah. I wonder if there's some sort of like, I don't know, universal karma, kind of like what we're seeing with Fee and Unrivaled, how she lost in the W finals. She's having one heck of an Unrivaled. It's kind of the same thing, Pride, right?
Yeah, I think there is kind of like a karma. I don't think the Spirit had ever done well in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
they were
just
talking about that. Like, they have notoriously been pretty awful. I fell asleep.
it was late. Well, it started at what, 8?
It was not. It was 9:30.
Oh,
It
I
was
was trying to
not
help
late.
you out.
I'm
Well,
so sorry. Go
well,
ahead.
because I also saw the Ohio State game started at 9, and I was like, this is so much. Like, it's so late.
Okay, I was watching the Unrivaled game on my phone and the Challenge Cup on my big screen, and
Mm-hmm.
I was getting cozy. I got my blanket. I laid down, and it just so happened that the half times of both games lined up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to shut my eyes for 10 minutes." Mistake. Bad choice. So I fell asleep. So I had to finish it this morning.
Look at you. What's your take? Do you think the Spirit, like, it was a fluke, or do you think they're here to, like, they just put everyone on notice this season?
I was worried because of Andy Sullivan being out again.
Mm-hmm.
I think they put people on notice.
Oh, yeah. I
I
love their kids, by the
absolutely
way.
do.
Can I say that? I love their kids.
Me too.
Okay, I don't get, is it because, like, an Australia thing? I know everyone's, like, salty. I like them.
I do too. And I think that green, I would have never thought to put that together. I didn't like the highlighter yellow and black, but this yellow, black, green combo, I'll take it.
I do wonder, like, when or if they're gonna do a rebrand, because, like, they've been teasing yellow, and now they're throwing green. Like, I don't know the history behind it, but, like, just do it. Like, stop saying, like, you're gonna, like, move to
It's
France. Like, move to France. Do it.
it's like a slow roll rebrand.
Oh my god, it's like a soft launch. It's like, we know you're engaged.
A
Just
soft launch.
they're soft launching it so slow.
Oh.
Yeah. Can I give like a random thing that's driving me nuts?
Yeah.
Speaking of, because everyone's like has feelings about the Spirit Kit. You know what I have feelings about? The Pride social media graphics. Did you see those? Like how they do their like roster, like their starting 11. Have you seen those?
I have. What are you about to say?
Why is it X lowercase I? Why does the font look like in memoriam? It's giving funeral program director slideshow.
This is so funny because I'm obsessed with them. I love
Oh
them
my God,
so
of course
much.
you
I was
are.
like, what are you about to say? They're so pretty. They look edible almost. Like my
I'm
mouth
pulling them
starts to
up
water
right
when I
now.
see them.
I need to pull them up again because, okay, I will say they're very pretty. They give me like modern day Claire's
The blue and the
vibes.
purple.
Emily, look at this.
You full named me. I can't see, it's too bright.
Oh, just
Okay,
this.
I love it. I cannot tell you how much I love it.
It reminds me of your PowerPoint that you did.
Exactly. Maybe it's just my style. Like,
It's very like whimsical, like
whimsical.
very like, yeah, it does feel like something like a perfume ad. I think maybe if they just made XI like both capital letters, I could be okay with
Yeah, no, I love it. I knew you were going to say you hated it as soon as I was like, oh, I love it.
it. I will say
Yeah.
it's super different. I mean, you know what ad, you know which ones I really like. I'd rather have these over the other ones. I cannot stand the national teams like She Believes Cup stuff they were doing.
With the light blue.
Well, just the way they did it, I was like, is this a tech company? It's so like masculine and like it looks like Salesforce, SAP. Like it does not feel like a freaking like sports team.
Yeah.
I was like, who picked out this template? But whatever.
I would recommend everybody be friends with a graphic designer and then just listen to them complain about everybody else's graphic design work. It is the best.
But no, seriously, I can't be the only one that thinks the She Believes graphics they did for the national team look like, well, I mean, presented by Deloitte. Well, there you go. It looks like a tech company. This is not sports. This looks like, oh my God, it's a Series B startup. It does not look like a sports team in Rand. Carry on.
Yeah, that went over my head, but I believe you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. No, you like when I go on rants because you're like,
I do.
I'm like,
no. I know. Chloe Ricketts, the little, I'm gonna call her a baby. She's 17.
That is young.
She's just a little baby. She started, and she's the youngest NWSL player to start a
Ever?
match. Yeah, that's what they said on the broadcast.
Has Olivia never started?
I think
Portland
Chloe's
Thorns
younger.
Olivia? Oh. I thought Olivia was like 15. I gotta fact check my.
I'm gonna have to fact check now. Maybe
because I just thought maybe she hasn't started. That's the loophole.
Maybe it was a Challenge Cup. Maybe it's a Challenge Cup. Maybe they got super specific.
I love the name Challenge Cup. Like, no offense to the Commissioner's Cup. I don't really like that name. I like Challenge Cup.
Commissioner's Cup. Is that NBA, MNBA, or WNBA? W. Okay. What's the MNBA's one?
They don't have All-Star Game? Oh, you're talking about the in-season tournament.
The in-season tournament.
The IST.
Is that what it's called?
Well, it's like short, like on social media, and I was like, it looks like STD. We're just spicy today. Look at that. We're just taking out our anger on the world with everyone else's. I'm sorry for everyone that like did like whose job this is. I know there's a lot of red tape and a lot of opinions. Like, you're doing great, sweetie. I'm sorry to like a probable man who made you make that decision. I'm sorry.
You got to be careful about what you say on the internet. Because for some reason, although you're like the chief hater, I'm the one who gets like the feedback.
Well, like you said, you and your dad have a face.
We have a face that some people just do not like.
Maybe. I don't know. It is true. Between the two of us, I'm like the chief, like for sure, chief hater. I'm fine. Like, it's fine. I'm sorry to every graphic designer. I'm sorry, but also like, it's
not really.
Not really. No. In other soccer news, this might be its own episode just from like a snack bag perspective. BFC, girl, what's going on? Like,
yeah. About Albertine Montoya is in not trouble yet, but possible trouble because there's an inquiry into like the coaching staff.
They sent him to the principal's office. Yeah. I don't think they've called his parents yet, but they should have a long time ago.
He's on the radar of somebody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I liked your question yesterday, and I'm going to paraphrase it so you for sure like add to it. But you had a good point in our Discord of like, it feels like we hear about this so much in NWSL, right? Yeah. Why is it we hear so much? Like, not to say it's definitely going on in other leagues. Like, it's humans, right? Humans are going to human. But I guess like feel free to like please make this sound better because I liked your perspective on it. But why does this keep happening in women's soccer? I guess is the question.
I feel we got a lot of good feedback. I'm going to say we because it's our Discord, but we got a lot of good feedback from people bringing up different W cases, like especially Skylar Diggins and Tierka Hamby, which I've talked about a lot on here. And I know the Seattle Storm just had kind of an inquiry into their coaching staff, but I do not hear about this from men's sports.
Oh, well, that's like a whole other thing.
Go ahead.
Well, it's funny because I just finished that new Kate Hudson Netflix Running Point where she takes over a fake men's basketball team. It's supposed to be like their version of the NBA. And there's like different stuff like challenges she has with it, and like it's like super like, by the way, like if anyone's like thinking about this show is like super safe to the extent of like it doesn't go into like what we know men's sports and just sports leagues go and have like the drama. But I was watching it thinking like, because there's like rehab, there's like some stuff in there that every league has, especially men's leagues. And I was just like, wow, could you imagine like this show with the women's league? None of this stuff like it was just like I just had like a comparison viewpoint of it, because this stuff happens in like men's leagues. You just don't hear about it. And also you have like the whole masculinity component of men's sports, and that my guess is most men don't feel comfortable to be like, hey, I'm being abused or being this. There are men that step forward, and I am so proud of them for being able to have the confidence and bravery to do that. Not all men have that because of like the stigma that comes with it. But I would put very good money on the fact that this happens as much, if not more, in men's leagues. Probably at least, I would just say at least as much as we hear about it in women's leagues. What do you think?
I think just from a perspective of reporting, like you said, I think women are more likely to seek support. Or gosh, I actually don't know. That's a good question. Or like tell friends. It comes to mind in Portland when Alex Morgan was supporting her
Mhm.
friends, and then she was the one that kind of like took up the mantle. I don't
Yeah.
know if that would happen on a men's team, but then again, I don't
Yeah.
know. I do think, like, as much as it sucks to hear these reports of more abuse coming out or potential abuse, it kind of means the system is working.
Mhm.
And
I
it
agree
makes
with that.
me really feel hopeful.
Mhm.
I don't know if hopeful is like too far of a stretch, because at least it's getting looked at too. I know it's the league, and I have issues with like how they treated Dearica Hamby. I know things don't always go as planned, and there's so much more room for improvement, but
Mhm.
I am hopeful that it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think it goes to show, like, of all the ones we do hear about, there's probably what, 5, 10 plus more that we're not hearing about on either side of it.
Yeah.
But the fact that we actually are hearing about things because people are like, no, no, that's wrong. We're going to speak up, and it becomes public, um, in the public space, if you will, for us to then have these conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, compared to, let's say, 8 years ago in this league, it wasn't a thing. Like, you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. Like, it was a huge thing when the whole Alex Morgan, Portland Thorns, like when Alex spoke up for her teammates, that was a huge thing that everyone was like, kind of, why is she speaking up? And that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I think that the players have really put their foot down, and I don't think it would have gone anywhere if the players had not been incredibly brave
Hmm.
and had the union and banded together and said, this is the kind of work environment we're trying to build for ourselves and for the women that come after
Hmm.
us. Because, a lot of these players aren't going to get to benefit from the higher pay, the better
Hmm.
environment, the safer environment, the maternity benefits. But some women are, down the road. And I think that is like, I have just so much respect for them.
Oh yeah, I'm proud of every single person that steps forward. I mean, we've touched on the wave allegations and all the stuff that goes on over there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm hoping. I don't know. I still believe maybe that's like the optimist to me that it is going to get better and it is only going to make the work environments better. Yes, toxic people are still going to be toxic, but I have faith that it will get better. And I'm just proud of people for like stepping forward and being like, hey, this thing
Mm-hmm.
happened. This thing is wrong. Like, this is horrible. Because, when you don't say things, that's when things just get swept under the rug and it doesn't get better. So I'd rather them speak up than be quiet because we're seeing that in other parts of the world right now. And it's not so good. Hmm.
Yeah, and then when you have the power to speak up, I think there's a lot of women that are in vulnerable positions that they're like, I'm going to lose my job if I speak up, or I'm going to
Hmm.
get like physically harmed.
Hmm.
Um, when you do have the safety and the power to speak up, it is so important because there are a ton of women that don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that. It's so early for soccer season. I don't feel like I'm in a spot to make predictions yet.
Me either.
I'm just like, maybe I'm not. I swear, I'm not like running from it, being like, I don't want to be wrong. Like, I'll be wrong. We're always wrong on this
We're
podcast.
always wrong.
But it's like such an unknown. I think I could probably do predictions of like who I don't think is going to be a contender.
Okay, let's do that. Give me
I
give me one person that one person,
Oh
one
yeah, let's just add
club
somebody.
that won't go poorly at all.
No.
Okay. One club that you think is not going to make playoffs, and one club that you absolutely think is going to make the playoffs.
Can I give you two clubs that aren't going to make playoffs?
Wow. Okay, go for it.
I mean, I can think of. Okay, so for sure, I don't know what's going on in Portland. Like Sophia Wilson Nee Smith is pregnant. Congratulations! I'm very happy for you. But even before that, like they had big question marks, and like even
Yeah.
if Soph is not pregnant, I don't think she can carry the whole team. Like, just there's so many question marks with Portland, and teams are only getting better while they're figuring out their roster. I also don't think Utah is going to make it. I don't want Utah to make it.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me when you have a new kit sponsor, and then maybe like I'll feel differently. But I don't want Utah to be good.
Mm-hmm.
As far as who I think is going to make it, I mean, oh gosh, I feel like Lynn's going to have a really good showing in Seattle. Like, that's maybe slightly a bold prediction, but I think Laura Harvey and her together, like, I feel it's only good things. But play this clip when they're like ninth on the table, I guess.
I think it would be really wonderful if Seattle was the comeback Cinderella story. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was Gotham 2 years ago when they had
Mm-hmm.
that terrible season, then they came back and won everything. Maybe Seattle is that this year.
Yeah, their new kits are pretty.
They're so pretty. I love them so much.
I like them. They're really pretty. They kind of like, I don't know, they're very like calming colors. But yeah, I would love like that's the one I want to see them. There's a lot of teams that like Spirit, obvious. Pride, obvious. They're gonna probably be top 5 current.
Mm-hmm.
Racing is probably gonna still finish in the same spot they've been
I was
finishing.
just about to ask you, how much money would you put on that they're gonna finish 9th again? Is this the 3rd or 4th year in a row they would finish 9th? I don't know.
And it's so funny because technically, like,
so funny.
They had like a better chance because the year before they like finished in almost the same spot, but there was like expansion, so they could have. I think the same. Like honestly, I don't know what's going on over there. They have new organizational changes. Their new kits are beautiful. If kits won games, then I'd be like, yeah,
I know
top
that
4.
green. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I guess I'd put a good amount of money that they're going to be 9th again.
That's so funny. If they do,
Sorry.
I want more for Bevionez, and I love Bethany Ballstar. It was her birthday yesterday. There's a lot of players that I really love at racing. I feel like that's the club that I root for the most, just from a come on guys, like
I feel like
let's go.
It's like a TV show. Like I feel like, and I say this with like, there's a lot of players on that team I really like, and it's like a TV show. You're like you're in because you know all of them. You're like, I want you guys to do well. Like please, somebody take them. Like I just recently watched Coach Carter for the first time since like it came out. I think like high school.
Okay. I thought you were mean like the first time. All right.
No. I watched it I watched it like recently with like new eyes again, trying to like disassociate, and I was like, oh my gosh, like. We need that situation with some of these teams. Like racing needs like a Coach Carter. Not saying like the players are like acting up or not showing a class, but we need like something to happen over there because I feel like they're like the forgotten child sometimes.
I would agree with that. I feel like there is, even from a standpoint of like fan support, maybe like they have a good like little solid group, but they need a broader support system, like more.
So here's an idea. Right? Yeah. Here's an idea. We will adopt you. Racing, sell yourself to Cleveland, become the Cleveland Racing. We'll workshop the name.
Yeah.
We'll keep the colors though. Love the colors.
Love the colors.
Come to Cleveland. Look at that. 30 something minutes in and we already got a come to Cleveland pitch.
We solved the problems.
That's the problem. That's how we fix racing. That's how you don't finish 9th is you come to Cleveland. You move your team to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. If you heard we got a new stadium, it's pretty. It's shiny.
It's pretty. It's going to be
come on down. Great views. It's great. You have us. We'll be at every
lake.
game.
There's a lake.
Yep. It may randomly rain in the summer, but you're used to that.
Is it not supposed to rain in the summer?
No. I mean, like in general, I mean, I think that's just a Midwest thing.
Wait, does California not rain?
In the summer?
In the summer?
No.
What?
No, that was a thing I had to learn by living here. I was like, okay, it's raining in July. Why?
Do you know the one time I went to California, the 7-day stretch I was there, it rained twice.
What time of the year did you go?
Spring.
Yeah, okay. That tracks. Like now, you mean? Like March?
Yeah.
It rains like there's like atmospheric rain now, like January, February, where like in California's not prepared, so like roofs are getting fucked. But all in all, like it rains like January, February, parts of March. You're lucky if you get 1 or 2 in April, but that's it.
Is it all rain, atmospheric rain, or
no? It's like dangerous rain. It's a whole thing. I'm not a scientist.
What makes it dangerous?
Oh, do you want me to look it up? It's like super scary.
Kind of. I do because should I be worried about it?
No, it's not a thing.
Or is it just California?
It's a California thing. It's like a ton of moisture, atmospheric river rain. It's like I'm sorry to anyone that's a scientist. I know there's Californians that listen to this and you're like, hey, you're totally butchering it.
Yeah.
But it brings like heavy, intense rain. I'll send you graphics, but essentially it's really dangerous. It happened like literally as I was moving out here.
Like a downpour.
Like an insane downpour. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, it's raining. It's like intense. Yeah. Not fun. But back to our original sales pitch. Racing. Come to Cleveland. That's how you fix it.
Come to Cleveland. I would love that so much. And I do think that we would keep racing because there's a tie between horse racing and Cleveland.
Cleveland Racing? Feels very F1 though.
Okay, fine. Why are you such a hater? Why can't you just go along with
we had better names when we were thinking of our team. Cleveland Racing. But if that's what it takes for us to get a team, I'll concede. We're about to have the Cleveland Rockers. Oh, CR. Oh, okay.
Exactly. The Racing and the Rockers.
You didn't think of that.
I did.
You planned that.
I planned it. Gosh.
But just think. Just move them up here. Emma Sears, come to Ohio. Come back.
Emma Sears, Kristen. I was about to say Hamilton. That's not what I meant.
Oh, I was like, Westfall's in Houston.
Westfall. Kristen Westfall. Yes.
Kayla Fisher. I don't know if you want to be
Fisher.
here. I don't know. Kayla, do you want to come back to Ohio?
Doesn't matter if you're coming back. It doesn't matter. Pack them up.
Pack them up. Bethany Balser. We have greats like
she's
Cleveland
from
Clinic.
Michigan. You know.
I don't know, but Cleveland Clinic, doesn't she want to be a nurse?
She's a therapist.
Why do I keep thinking who wants to be a nurse in the NWSL? Who am I thinking of?
Kayla Fisher went to nursing school for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, come to Cleveland.
Anyone and me. I was trying to go to nursing school for a minute.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that in the pod. Em dropped that randomly. I think I'm going to go to nursing school. We're like, what?
Yeah. And then I was like sworn off of it. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely do not do that.
I think everybody in your life was like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
I'm sure not because of my personality and abilities.
No, you're too nice. You're too nice. Last things with like WOSO national team, we lost to Japan. I don't feel any kind of way.
I don't. Japan is so good. And I feel like we all saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of US fan, if they were disappointed in that, I understand being disappointed in the loss, but like I am emotionally unaffected because I trust Emma Hayes so much.
Do you?
Like, do your thing. Do your thing.
Do you? You trust her?
Yeah. Should I not?
Well, with the whole Corbin Albert thing, I don't trust her. From like a soccer, I don't know. I'm like on the fence. Like I'm still not convinced.
Think so?
I'm still not convinced because like I respect her soccerness, but then you have like I don't understand like Corbin playing.
Like so from like she's not good enough, or like she kind of sucks as a person.
Well, definitely the second one for sure, but like. Yeah. I understand if like, because there's some coaches who have this mindset of like, I don't care about off the field, regardless of like the human component of it, like humanity. There's a lot of people, even fans that think this way too. Like I'm about on the field, on the court production. You're like, okay, logically, intellectually, I can understand that perspective when people have that. But she's also not good on the field.
She's.
I so that's why I don't think Emma Hayes has that, because I'll be like, okay, your brain is just like, she's kicking ass. Like that's where I question Emma Hayes of like, how does that, like the math doesn't math. Like, you're a really good coach. Like, you've performed at Chelsea. Like, you have the accolades. You know what you're doing. But, like, what's happening there? Or is there more, like, politics behind the surface of, like, the federation that we don't know about? My money's on that. So that's where I'm like, it's a question mark. Because I feel like if anyone, like, Emma Hayes, stand up to, like, whoever it is and be like, no, she's not playing because she's one, bad on the field, and also, like, not a good person.
Yeah. But I think I absolutely, like, understand what you're saying. I think... For me, I find it very hard to evaluate midfielders. Like I know when they're doing a bad job, but I don't necessarily know when they're doing a good job. So that's hard for me to understand.
Yeah. I mean, please tell me if I'm wrong. Like if I'm just coming at this from a different perspective, but I will say she's leaps and bounds ahead of Flatko. Like I'll take her over him.
Yeah.
Any day.
I do think from the other perspective, like the social things, you know, being anti-queer, anti-trans, and like the awful things she said, I think it did a huge disservice to not kind of like air that out publicly. Because you still have like, let's say, for instance, she did like change her ways, apologize. She didn't do any of that publicly. So like, doesn't matter what she does. The fans are not satisfied, or like that bad taste is still like in people's mouths.
Oh yeah.
If she is like come around to being like apologetic.
Oh yeah, I think we've talked about before, like show your work.
Show your work. That yes.
Yeah, show your work. Like if she truly has changed, and maybe that's what we don't know, is Emma's like, no, she's actually really great. She's done all these things. It's like, okay, you knew that, but like what we're seeing, not that like, I mean, I'm not telling you to run your team based on public opinion, but also share with the class.
Share with the class. And also, I think Tierno is just talking to Sam Mewis, and Sam Mewis, God, she is excellent. She's like, she asks what I think are journalist level questions. And for somebody who has not come up in journalism, she is excellent.
Oh, she's so good.
She asked Tierna about that basically, and what it means to represent the US when like the country is so, hold on, I'm gonna say, sorry, the country is going through, because of the government, some like anti-trans bullshit and anti-queer bullshit, what it means to like represent the crest. And if anybody has it, like, go look up that clip on the women's game, because I can't imagine, what's it called when it's like you're holding two things, like the love for your country, the love for the team, and also this awful thing that is happening, and you're trying
Yeah,
to hold both of those things.
I think there's been a lot of good perspectives. Shout out to, unfortunately, I guess, retired or players that aren't on the team currently, like Press and Rapinoe, have both publicly talked about what it means to have the weight of the crest and for, for country, but also like as a human being who is either maybe also part of these groups that people are that are being attacked, also just even if you're not part of those groups, you're just a human who wants good things for the world, which is hopefully everybody. They've all three have had really good perspectives on that. Is a very like heavy cross to bear. Pick your metaphor, heavy crown, whatever it is. But I am grateful that Tierna's on the team. She's kind of my last hope of maybe changing and leading, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's been a let's wait and see. But eventually that's like not good enough. No. Does it ever feel like we're gonna wait till it fizzles out, but like I don't forget? Do you forget?
No.
I don't forget.
No. See, Em said I have mommy issues. Mommy issues people do not forget.
We do not.
Just hold it down.
Hold it
needs to come
right
out
here, and then it'll explode.
Yeah, it's in our jaw, which is why we have to remember to open it. We should talk about something lighter. Do you want to talk about some WNBA?
I love the WNBA.
This feels like the shortest but longest off season, right?
It has been forever, and yeah, no, I agree, but I think it's because Unrivaled has been so exciting.
The
W had, they're in the middle or starting to get into like negotiations.
Yeah, for CBA.
Yes, nothing makes me more excited and more nervous, because Dejanay was on Angel's podcast and was like, in the meetings we're talking about like sitting out. I hate that, but I love that for them because we love a union, right?
We love a union, big pro union. We are famously the pro union podcast.
That's right.
I will say, like, as soon as you said that, I had like a That's So Raven vision. I could see that being the thing that, I mean, again, not to get into like the weeds of what's happening in this country, that would be quite the timing from like women being like, no, we know our worth. We know what we're going to do. We're going to sit out. That would be quite and the WNBA is no stranger to, being part of change in history. If you look at what happened with the Dream stuff with Warnock a couple years ago. So it's not another wrong question. But as soon as you said that, I had like a moment of like, oh my God, is that the thing that's going to like unify people to like just get up and do something? Maybe. Because that'd be like quite a moment if they did that. And honestly, like they have the power.
They're not scared. They do have the power now. They have like the name recognition and the platforms. Do you know how quickly I would join a picket line of WNBA players?
Probably really fast.
So fast.
Well, you'll be training for your marathon, so you'll have that speed to pull from.
Maybe that'll be part of my training. I'll walk with the picket line.
Honestly, I think it would be something that truly brought people together. Like, I know that sounds super like the girl in Mean Girls who like just wants everyone to get along. Like, she doesn't even go here. Like, yes. I know it's bringing that energy right now, but I feel like it really would bring people together, and it would do so much. Like, it would truly move the needle. So I wouldn't put it past them to strike. Like, they'd have every right to. Let's hope they all get what they want. It doesn't get to the point where anyone loses their paychecks, but I support the players. Pro union.
Yeah, I say pay them all the money.
Pay them everything.
Pay them all the money.
Pay them all the money. In other news, speaking of WNBA, I think we sort of touched on it. Cleveland WNBA is like basically almost a thing, but I hope you guys know when it's official, brace yourself because we're going to be unbearable. Us too.
I don't have enough friends to tell it to. Like, I'm going to start making friends just so I can be like, hey, did you know? By the way, did you know that the Cleveland has W team and so I can talk to people about it.
You're just gonna go on the street, be like, "Hey, by the way,
By the way, can I
yeah."
have your number? I'm just gonna get a lot of random numbers.
You're gonna be like the people that ask for like donations. Be like, no, no, I just want to like let you know this news.
Yeah, I went and played pickleball this week, and I had one of these shirts on, and this guy was
Mhm.
like, "Hey, WNBA Jam," and then he said nothing, and I was like, "Yeah," and he said, "Okay," and I was like, "Yeah," and that was the extent of our conversation. I was like, "I don't know what you're trying to say, Gene, but I'm gonna take it as positive because I'm playing pickleball with the elders."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that. Oh, that is like quite the contrast. So with all the W sports bar stuff, and we were like shared on like a really big Cleveland account, and like it's very much in the zeitgeist of Cleveland, and the people that have opinions about it are like the opposite of that. There's like it's men. I think I posted on Blue Sky. There's a lot of insecure men that are coming out, and obviously we get notifications because like we're tagged in these posts and all these things. And I have the opposite of that. I have the ones that are like, and it's funny because like I just laugh because it is the ones that are like, no one watches women's sports. Who cares? Blah blah blah. Like just all the like misogyny. And I'm like,
yeah.
meanwhile, then like you go to like our actual feed and it's like together. It's like, look at this record breaking attendance. Look at this. Look at that. So I'd rather talk to Gene versus these haters.
I know. Gene absolutely whipped my ass in pickleball. It is so humbling, like going to these pickleball things. Everybody is 70 plus, double knee replacements. They can't bend their knees, they can't move, they're planted, and they just school me. It's crazy. But yeah, they were they liked my W shirt.
That's cool. Very cool.
I do think we should. Those people would not say it in person.
Oh
Like,
no.
do you ever get like, okay, say that to my face, kind of like maybe that's just me. Maybe that's my like fight or flight. But I cannot stand like little men commenting on things like that.
It's funny, like just the comments because it's like it comes from ignorance, it comes from insecurity, it comes from like they have like deep rooted daddy issues, or sometimes it's mommy issues, but it's like deep rooted like daddy didn't love me, daddy didn't hug me. I saw
Yeah.
daddy treat my mom like shit, so I'm like repeating the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it, like I do laugh when I see them because they're so ignorant, like no one watches it, no one's going to games, like all the stuff that like everyone that listens to this podcast, it's true. We're all going to the games and watching them. So it's like someone being like, what are you talking about? The sky is not blue. It's like, you're an idiot. Um, Cassie's the one who wants to respond. And she's like, she always has, like, she says the clips like to me out loud because she wants
Yeah.
to, like, and we don't do that. We don't respond. We just like let them. And thankfully, like we have a lot of people who are supporters of ours who come in and like come at these men. There's one girl, her name was Hannah. Shout out to Hannah. She was coming at every dude with like facts and logic and also like a little bit of like psychological, like, she got them.
Yeah.
So I sent her a message and I was like, you dropped this. And I sent her a little crown emoji because, and then some with like a few other like women were just coming at these guys. And it was so funny. It was like, so like, shout out to them for like having her back. But the men that are posting with like, and they have like pictures of their wives or like their daughters. I'm like, do they know you talk like this? Probably. Ugh.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But say it to my face.
Say
You're
it
gonna
to my
say
face.
it.
Well,
Say
there's
it
a
to my
famous
face.
expression that's say it to my face, ho.
Is that a famous expression?
Is it a California thing?
I've literally never heard it
Say
before.
it to my face, ho? Oh,
Yeah.
that's like elementary school shit. Oh, man.
Say it to my face, ho. No, we weren't saying that at Holy Trinity School in Bucyrus, Ohio. No, I cannot say that we were saying that.
Say it to my face. It's all right.
Yeah.
You will now, though.
I will now. Anytime my kid starts mouthing off.
That isn't
After
swearing.
Lent. After
Oh,
Lent,
after.
I will do
I was
it.
like, that, um, to finish out, I have a fun little game I want to play with you. I'm flipping it on you. Are you ready?
Gosh.
Are you
You're
ready?
making me nervous. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's not a hard game.
Okay.
See, I'm not gonna rig this the way you do. No, we're good. Okay, so like we kind of touched on the fact that Cleveland has the stadium, all those fun things coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a game than it is like a question. So
Okay.
I would love for you to build your dream concession setup. So like you could have one that's like I know you're gonna say cotton candy because fun fact, Em loves cotton
I
candy. She
love
gets it when
cotton
we go to
candy.
games. But like, what would be your dream? And they could be super niche. They don't have to be Cleveland related. But you're in charge of the food at the stadium. What are you picking?
Okay. I know you said it didn't have to be Cleveland related, but I feel like you've got to have some pierogies because
Yeah, for
Cleveland
sure.
has a big Polish population that reps pierogies pretty hard, and they are really
Mhm.
good at it. Um, I want a cotton candy bar that you could like pick the sugars and then you give it to the cotton candy maker, and then the cotton candy maker like meshes it all together in the
Okay,
thingy, the cotton
love it.
candy thingy. Um, I would like some sort of like margarita or like froze kind of this situation.
I will say,
Um,
I don't know if anyone, so if you're not watching the pod and you're listening to it, M's face is gleaming ear to ear as I gave her like this assignment. This is the most I've
uh-huh.
seen you smile on pod because you're like, just, you're in your zone. Keep going.
Yeah. I would definitely do that. I think some sort of ice cream. There I think Cleveland has a lot of good like local ice creams,
Mm-hmm.
creameries. So like a Mitchell's ice cream sundae kind of thing. I love that. So I'm trying to think of more because it's really hard for me to watch soccer and eat at the same time
Yeah.
because
We've talked about that before.
I can't look at the thing I'm eating. So what is something that would be easy to eat?
I mean, you could just put like a smoothie, like a straw situation. Like,
A straw
no,
situation.
yeah,
A
like
smoothie would
straws.
be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I raise you so okay. This has nothing to do with smoothies. Um Cleveland is also really known for corned beef. I
Please
know.
don't say you're
No,
gonna look
no, it
this.
has
Okay,
nothing to do with
okay,
the drink.
okay.
And there's this place called Slyman's that has really good corned beef, but they make these corned beef like sauerkraut balls. Those are really good, and I only get them in Cleveland, so I would have
Could
those
you
too.
imagine though at the game, and then if you're screaming for your team in the supporter section, your breath is just gonna reek like sauerkraut.
But it all then you got to follow it up with the cotton candy, then the margarita, and then you're golden.
Oh,
It's
oh
a
my
layer
god.
thing. You start with
Oh,
the stinkiest,
okay.
and then you move forward.
Gina, this stadium like is like well ventilated, right? Like I just want to make sure.
It's open air, Allie. It's open air.
I
Also,
love this.
sauerkraut is good for your microbiome.
You did tell me that. I've literally walked into your house at like 9
Yeah,
a.m. and you were like eating sauerkraut.
I love a sour something.
You do.
I had pickled radishes. Okay, another tangent. Did you know radishes have vitamin C?
Yeah.
They're like vitamin C bombs. Nobody told me. Why didn't anybody tell me?
I don't know. I know it's good to like keep scurvy away.
Okay, because with the medication I take ADHD medication. You're not supposed to take it with vitamin C. Tell me why for weeks I've been eating radishes with my breakfast, not knowing. So I've been just unmedicated running around in the streets these weeks. No wonder I can't get shit done.
Are
Like,
you just eating radishes like apples?
no, I pickle them.
Of course you
And
do.
of course I do.
Yeah.
I pickle them and then I eat them on like rice or like ramen or whatever for breakfast. I thought I was like, oh, I'm getting some vegetables in. I'm doing great. I thought I was doing great. I was not.
It's okay. That's amazing.
And I'm so mad at the world. None of my friends told me that radishes, not that anybody knew I was doing this because I'm eating radishes for breakfast. I don't really publicize it except now. Um, Nobody told me.
Well, now we learned together.
We learned together.
That's amazing. Well, we'll have radishes at the stadium then.
But you got to eat them for dinner, not with your ADHD medication.
we'll
But
have
nobody
a,
is like,
we'll have a
okay, you know who
disclaimer.
else I blame the orange industry because when I think of vitamin C, I think of oranges. So
Yeah,
really
they
I blame
definitely have the market
Florida.
on that. They have that cornered.
Yeah, but radishes.
I think broccoli does too. It was in a book I just read. I think they talk. Maybe broccoli does too.
Okay. Well, vitamin C needs to pick a lane.
I think orange is just like monopolized it. Like that's just I don't know. I think broccoli and like radishes are fighting for their life just to get eaten, period. Like they're just trying to get on one plate.
When you're sick, the last time, or like all the vitamin C stuff is like has a picture of an orange or a lemon on it.
But be for real, would you have bought it if it had a radish on it or a broccoli or some other vegetable?
Radishes are beautiful.
They are very
that
pretty.
Beautiful like red pink color.
When I eat them, because I do eat them like apples, I feel like Shrek.
With the onion?
Yeah.
Doesn't he eat an onion?
Yeah, he just eats it. Yeah. Well, this has been a very very heightened podcast. I apologize if it came off more aggro than usual, but I think we're all feeling a little more wound.
It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine. M is a wonderful painter. Everyone give her flowers when you come to the bar, please.
I only want to hear compliments.
It's really great. She did great.
Don't compliment anything else but the painting by the windows that are by the door when you walk in.
The first door, because we have 2 doors. So we'll put like a little plaque. M painted this.
Yes.
That'd be great. And by the way, M will be there working, so she'll be able to say, like, hear it. But if you don't say something, she'll know you didn't say anything.
Do you know how I'm not? You hired me already, so I feel like you can't take it back.
No, we can't.
I will tell everybody I painted that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the specials? I painted that. Oh man. Okay, well, I'm excited that we're in the thick 3C's thick of women's sports. We got Unrivaled. We got WOSO, aka NWSL. We have college basketball. The tournament is like just around the bend. We have, before you know it, it's going to be the W draft and then W season.
I cannot handle it, and I can handle it at the same time. I am so excited for the spring and summer.
Maybe the women's sports is your vitamin C.
Yes.
Yes, they are the radishes of sports. Does that work?
I don't think it does.
No.
I don't think it does, because in my story, the radishes were the villains.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so the radishes are the people fighting against us for CBAs.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, women's sports really are my vitamin C.
We know you love a vitamin.
I do love a vitamin. I got new ones. Oh, I have a bunch of them. They're so good.
Do you feel them pulsing through your body?
Yeah. Yeah. My kids are always like, how do you know how to swallow? And like, I try not to give like a smart ass answer, but they're like, can you swallow pills? And like, I'm a grown up who can answer that question without being inappropriate. But they're amazed because they're like doing chewables and like the gummies, and I'm like kicking back like every vitamin under the sun, and they're not small. They're like horse pills. But I gave them a very diplomatic answer.
I cannot. I'm a gagger. I don't. I can't. Pills are like, if I'm not concentrating, I can't take them. I need to take them one at a time with a lot of water, or else they might not go down. You know?
We may have found the name of this episode.
I'm a gagger. Oh, no.
Soccer Mom's words of wisdom. M's a gagger.
This is the worst.
This is the best way. This is the best. I hope we brought a smile to your day, because this brought a smile to my day.
Oh, Lord. Goodbye, Allie.
Goodbye, Emily.
Did you just full name me?